How do your patients benefit from the research facility that you have?
Well, I got to tell you, the research facility I have in my pain clinic is something I'm truly proud of. And if you look at all of the clinics in Southwestern Ohio, I pretty much can tell you that there is not a clinic that has a dedicated research office within their pain center. We have a couple of full-time PhD scientists, and what we are trying to do is always be on the forefront of medicine. There's always new therapies.
Are these called
drugs.
clinical trials? What are they called?
Trials.
Okay.
Clinical trials is a good term for it. There's medical device stuff, there's medications, there's all these things out there. So if you're a patient, you come to see me, you may be a candidate for one of those. And we do those right at the same site, and our research scientists are right there. So truly, if you want pain management that's right on the forefront, that's something that I'd hope we could offer you because we have that research.
So these are on their way to be FDA approved for efficacy.
Yep, on their way to be.
So now instead of waiting 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 years, you could do it now.
You could do it now. And great thing about research is almost all of it's grant funded, so there's no cost to the patient. Insurance is no issue, zero charge to you. All your medical expenses are covered, and you actually get paid to be a research subject. But I know most people just want to get out of pain. The other thing I want to mention about the research is me personally, I do a lot of research. I have a lot of patents in pain management. I have invented medical devices, multiple pharmaceutical compounds, and those things
you have
are also
two pain drugs, right?
Two pain drugs. Invented. Correct. I've invented 2 pain drugs. Those are in the process of getting FDA approved now. I've invented multiple medical devices, and those are currently being developed as well.
Now, they should mention something about Dr. Soin, that's you, that I'm going to bring up, is that you've been, I'm calling it obsessed, but you've always, even early on in medical school, I think you told me on our pre-production, you were thinking about this nerve cell, this pain nerve cell, and how to shut it off.
Yeah.
So this bleeds into everything you do.
Yeah, and it all goes back to what I wanted to do when I was a doctor, right? I wanted to be a part of a field that I knew was fast, exciting, and changing. Because we already know a lot about the heart. We know a lot about the kidney. We know a lot about the stomach and the digestive system, but I knew that we didn't know a lot about the nervous system and nerve cells. And I knew that in my generation, there was going to be huge leaps of innovation, and I wanted to be a part of that. And that's why I became a pain doctor. But to your question, what I did was I used to study the nerve cell. And a nerve cell is a very complicated thing. There's a lot of receptors and different chemicals that go back and forth. And I would draw it out. I drew it one day from a textbook, and I started drawing it, and I started to draw it by memory. And then
You're drawing the nerve cell.
Nerve cell for fun, right?
Okay.
And then at this point, I can literally close my eyes with you sitting here and visualize the nerve cell. I can watch the chemicals go back and forth when, say, you prick your finger or touch a hot stove and see what happens. And that has allowed my mind to understand areas for improvement. That's how I was able to patent these new drugs.
Turning off it's all a variation of turning off the nerve cell.
I was able to, after I learned so much about it, I realized I was able to see things that people had never seen before. See, when you patent something, you've done something that no one else has ever done before, right? And so, these 2 drugs and these medical devices, some nerve stimulators, and even some ablation techniques, I have these patents there for that. And that's all because of that one fact, is I really took time to learn about the nerve cell. And I suppose if you're a patient of mine, I just want you to be aware of that and know that that's a level of service you'll get when you come here, is that working knowledge of not only me, but my PhD scientists and all the team around us, that you'll get that level of knowledge.
And you're a researcher. You have 5 college degrees.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct. 5 college degrees. 2 of them are from Ivy League schools, Dartmouth and Brown.
Okay. Yeah. In our green room, I said, so what's the future for you? Do you think you're ever going to be able to figure it out, like in your lifetime, where you could just turn off pain, the pain signals to the brain, and still function?
Certainly what I'm working on. I can tell you this, though, for sure. Within the next 5 or 10 years, you're going to see some incredible advancements in how we can treat it.
And that's all with having to do with blocking signals to the brain?
Yes, with blocking or understanding how a nerve cell works. Because for the longest time, we were just prescribing narcotics, opioids, Vicodin, Percocet, OxyContin, just to blunt the pain, right? But what I'm talking about is saying, okay, let's understand why the nerve is sending that signal and fix that problem, then we're done.
Wow.
Right? Then we don't need these other treatments.